Hi, my brothers and sisters. I hope everybody's doing great today. Welcome to Live Enlightened by Ron Steele, and I'm Ron Steele. Today is August 6th, 2017. It's 10 a.m. Pacific time, and I'm going to be reading to you today from the Knowledge Book, and today is part 3. So you can go to my YouTube channel and see part 1 and part 2 and all of the parts. I'll be reading the Knowledge Book for quite some time. It's pretty big. It's pretty thick. So those of you that have been following me to this point, you already know what it's about. You others that this is that this is new to you, just go back to part 1 on my YouTube channel, and I start to tell you all about it in the beginning there, and then start reading the book. So my YouTube channel is called Live the Enlightened Lifestyle by Ron Steele. Just go to YouTube and search that. Very easy to find. I also have a Facebook page, Live the Enlightened Lifestyle, and then I have a Facebook group called Live the Enlightened Lifestyle, and then my Facebook event page for these webinars, not just for reading the Knowledge Book, but other webinars that I do. I like to read The Secret, all of the books about The Secret and the Law of Attraction. So I'll be reading some of those excerpts and some of the books that I have. I'll read those with you guys eventually. But anyway, my Facebook event page. Go to Facebook and go to the events, and then search Live Enlightened by Ron Steele, and you'll find me there. Okay, and you could subscribe to that event. Well, it's not really subscribe. It's kind of subscribing. You'll be just click on going to that event, and it will give you updates as I update you onto when I'm going to be online next. But it's usually either a Saturday or a Sunday around this time, every other week. And there might be times I get to come on a little bit more often. And I usually read or have a Q&A with you guys for an hour to 2 hours, okay? So today we'll just go with the flow and see how long, I want to take you. An hour to 2 hours. We'll just go with the flow. That's all I ever do. None of this is really no rhyme or reason or organization to it. I don't really edit my videos much. I just go with the flow and say what comes to mind, my intuition. And for today, I'm reading the Knowledge Book. Okay, so we are going to be reading this together until the end of the book. So it's a pretty big book, pretty exciting. Also, I have a PayPal website for those of you, some of my friends in the past wanted to donate because they like what I have to say, and I do all my webinars for no charge. So to continue to keep my webinars free and help support me a bit in my enlightenment ventures, you can go to paypal.me/Ron Steele. So that's RONSTEELE. That's my name. So paypal.me/Ron Steele. RONSTEELE. So again, I want to welcome everybody here today. It is August 6th, 2017, 10:05 Pacific time, and this is Live Enlightened by Ron Steele. That's me, and I'm going to be reading to you today part 3 of the Knowledge Book. So again, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, please, and you can see video part 1, video part 2 there. And the name of my YouTube channel is Live the Enlightened Lifestyle. And please search that on YouTube and subscribe, okay? I'd love to have some more subscribers. And let's see, we will go ahead and get started. Make sure everybody's in the room. All right. And I know a lot of you guys, there's some people here live with me. I don't promote my events right now very much. So there's some people live here, but most of you guys are watching these videos later on my YouTube channel, and I also share them on my Facebook page, my personal page, Ronald K. Steele or Ronald Kurt Steele, and I share them on all my Facebook group, my Facebook event page, my Facebook page, the business page, Live the Enlightened Lifestyle. So you guys, also, if you're subscribed to me through, I kind of forget sometimes about Webinar Jam, but that's what we're doing this on right now. What you're watching me on is the Webinar Jam app. So if you're subscribed through my Webinar Jam link, you will be on the automated email list. So I have emails. I control them so they don't come to you guys too often, but a week before, I'll send you an email to remind you that, hey, this time, this day, this time, next week, set us up on the calendar for you guys to be with me live. And then I'll send you a reminder. I think it's 4 days out, 24 hours out, and 2 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, so we try not to overdo it on the email list. Don't be afraid to go sign up there. You can find the link on my Facebook event page, Live Enlightened by Ron Steele. That's the Facebook event page. And there's a link on there. You could subscribe to my Facebook Webinar Jam link, and that way you'll get automated emails. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and start. I left off last week, you guys, on page 19 where it says our friends. So this is a message to us from them. I know. I guess I'll start by saying for those of you who didn't see part one, video part 2, this is part 3 today of the Knowledge Book reading. I'll just say really quick, there was somebody back in the 80s, a lady who intuitively received this information, and she wrote the Knowledge Book. She's from Turkey. And you can find her name, Vidya, I think is her first name. You can find her name in my my video on my YouTube channel. Just look in part 1, the very beginning. I start talking about it and what the Knowledge Book, a little bit about what it's about. But she intuitively received this information, wrote the book. I guess you could say the way it was received is not much different than the way that the original good books were written, like, you know, some of the Bibles that we know. I mean, those things are obsolete nowadays. Religion and the Bible is just not something that, you know, that it's been too corrupted by man. Okay, both the Bible and religion. So this is the new book. This is the one that we should be going by. And you know, not everybody's going to agree with that, but anyway, this lady received the intuition, the information to write this book intuitively, and it came from like the Council of Nine. I'm sure, you know, our archangels and ascended masters is where a lot of this information came from. And I want to say, you guys, you know, we may never, or most of us may never really know where any of this information comes from. And some of you out there have this intuition from your guidance above, you know, that you know what I'm talking about, and you know what this book's talking about. But not everybody has that same intuition. Not everybody knows how to tap into it yet. We're all still learning. God knows I'm still learning. But listen, everything on this earth that we believe in is from our trust and our faith in it anyway, right? We're never, ever, probably never, ever going to know the truth until we leave this body on earth and we go back to our soul, where, you know, all the problems we have on earth now, I believe, are healed when we go back to wherever we came from. Call it heaven, call it what you want, another dimension, a better dimension. But when we leave our bodies and go back to 100% soul, that's when we know the truth about everything, I believe. But listen, until then, when we're humans here on earth, you know, this book, reading this book is having and believing what's in it, is having faith and trust in it. Just like if you go to church and you believe in God or our creator or Jesus or Mohammed or whoever, you're having faith and trust in those things. There's a lot of, you know, things, that examples I could give you on this planet that you believe in things based on faith and trust. It's not fact. Even if you want to go into scientific things right now and think about that, those aren't facts. Scientists don't truly have the facts. They were taught those things. Anything that we are taught, we're having faith and trust in, believing that person or those people or that group or those leaders, whatever the case may be, we're having faith and trust that they're telling us the truth. So don't think for a moment that any doctor or any scientist or any leader has the truth. You just have to have faith and trust that what I'm reading you today, just like I have to have faith and trust in it, is what we choose to have faith and trust in and believe. So I always keep an open mind, because I'll tell you why. Because if I keep my mindset like this, like a horse with the blinders on, I'm not leaving myself open to learn the truth. So I have faith and trust when I'm reading that I'm going to learn some truth or a lot of truth, or I'm hoping, you know, that it's truth. Really what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure it out. So I'm reading this knowledge book. This knowledge book, you don't go to the knowledge book. The knowledge book comes to you, and it came to me. And I'm having faith and trust that it came to me for a reason, that I found it for a reason. And it found me for a reason. And I'm trying to read it and share it with you guys, because it's a very expensive book. And they're not into selling books. That's not what they're trying to do, and that's not why it's expensive. Not just anybody can have the book. You got to be ready for it. So I'm having faith and trust today, and I hope you are too, that I'm going to get something, and you're going to get something positive out of this book. And I do that with everything in life, everything that's good, that I feel or know is good. So, which I live my life that way the best I can. Do everything from your heart, from love, with good intentions. Always mean well. Don't do anything bad. Don't try to hurt anyone. And you're going to be just fine, and life's going to be fine. And then I try to think positive. Man, it's tough, you know, being a human, to continue to think positive. But you have to think about what you want, not what you don't want. And it seems like most of us were born with this negative these negative thoughts in our head. Like we always think about what we don't want. If you think about that, if you realize that for a minute, we think about the negative and everything. Like the fear kicks in right away on if we get fearful for a moment, that the phone rings and it's like, oh God, who is that? If you're a manager like I am, you manage hundreds of people and many businesses at one time, a multi-unit manager, it took me a while to get over the fear of my phone ringing because, big part of my job is problem solving. And when that phone rings, it's, a lot of times it's a problem on the other end of it. And a lot of you do that in your personal lives. Even I do. I don't do it as much anymore. I'm getting better, but my main point is trying to share with you a little bit how I live, and I'm hoping it'll help you guys kind of remember in there, because a lot of you know this, but just try to live life with an open mind. Always be willing to learn something new, so that way you can eventually, hopefully, figure out the truth or some truth. Always do your best to be highly aware of the way you're thinking. And when you catch yourself thinking negative, turn it into positive. Immediately think about what you do want. Don't say that, oh, I really don't want any more bills to come in the mailbox today. Say to yourself, I really want, the winning lottery ticket to come into my hands today. I really want a check written to me for $10 million to come in the mail today. Or I use money because, of course, most of us, money seems to make the world go around, right? It either makes us happy or it makes us miserable. I think you get the point, though, you guys. I think I should go ahead and read. It's 10:17 already. I'm going to go ahead and start reading from the knowledge book. And it starts off this way in page number 19. And I believe I'm on chapter 2. They don't really have chapters in this book, it doesn't look like, but I'm going to call it a chapter, okay? So it says, our friends. Now we would like to mention mother to you a little bit. By the command of God, all the goodwill and love in the entire universe is given to the woman who is going to be a mother. For the perpetuation of the generation is formed through this love. A mother should never presume that she feeds her baby only with her milk. Actually, that which feeds and maintains the life of a baby is the vibrations of love transmitted by the mother. The device to measure the vibrations of this love is not present in your world yet. Ego of the social community could not bring the mother, whom even God has rendered so supreme, to her currently deserved place. Those who first make frequency contact with us are mothers. We dictate these to you to explain how great a power love is. Underdeveloped societies will be annihilated. Okay, sorry guys, there's some new words I haven't used in a while in the book. So, and remember, this book is translated into English. So some of it is not written, exactly how most of us that know English can understand it perfectly, but it's close enough, okay? So we dictate these to you to explain how great a power love is. Underdeveloped societies will be annihilated in proportion with the torment they cause women. Do not forget, do not ever forget this. Okay. Changes will occur during the time that comes from beyond the 20th century until today will convince you more. Those appreciated by God are carried as a crown by us as well. All their problems are taken in hand. In the case that frequency of mothers is cut by negative factors, your world medium will never be free of depression. The time has changed. The medium has changed. The world needs love given from the essence, not demanding love. This powerful current is present in the mother. Do not ever forget, be you either man or woman, your possessive ego will always lower your frequency. No religious books will henceforth be revealed to you. You may accept these words as a continuation of your books. Happiness and success to you all from the Supreme Plane. Pen of the Golden Age, PGA. All right, the next page. Notice to our friends, a system of laws called the solar law reigns over the entire universe. This system is also valid for nature. This means that the system encompasses all the living and non-living beings in nature. So let me read that again. A system of laws called the solar law reigns over the entire universe. This system is also valid for nature. This means that the system encompasses all the living and non-living beings in nature. They are called the group of light and are 7 in number. Okay, here's the 7. 1. Solar group. 2. Fate group. 3. Time group. 4. War group. 5. Fire group. 6 is mysteries and the wise ones, and 7 is the night group. This group, the night group, is also divided into 7. They are all under the command of the Almighty, the Absolute, that is, the Sovereign of the Son of the Suns. Darkness represents space, and the white color represents light. Humankind, who knows all this, is very uncomfortable. Actually, in this period that we call the sincerity period, the fears of sincere people are groundless. Our goal is to renew human who has become worn out and to create human from human. The religion of Islam is a religion that is free of all suspicions. Logic resides in its essence. The Quran, the book of the most matured religion, in spite of it being very clear, could not be interpreted in full due to its having been written in Arabic. I've said before, I think you guys, a lot of the woman is from Turkey who received the intuition and guidance to write this book. So I think, what she knew at the time is Islam and the Quran. It appears to me when I read that in here, and not everything I agree with. Not everything in here do I agree with. So the religion of Islam is a religion that is free of all suspicions. Logic resides in its essence. I don't think many people believe that about any religion. I'm talking about any religion. The Quran, the book of the most matured religion, I don't believe that. I don't know what that's about. It's not even the oldest religion, not even close. Islam is a fairly new religion. Anyway, in fact, so I'm going to continue reading. In fact, it comprises all the knowledge on law, politics, society, and space. Later, fanatic societies degenerated it. Okay? Intuition and feeling are inspiration. Since the world came into essence until today, all the religious books have been dictated by the emissaries of the preeminent Lord. They are a commission constituted of 24 preeminent ones. This is called the Supreme Assembly, or the Central System. The sole enlightening channel open to the world is here. All the commands are given from here. Until now, 5 books have been revealed from this channel. These are the New Testament, the Old Testament, the Psalms of David, the religions of the Far East, and the Quran. The Quran, which is the final book, was dictated by the command of the single Lord to our friend Muhammad Mustafa through Archangel Gabriel. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. And now, without putting any emissaries between himself and the human, the Lord dictates to the pen of the Golden Age the scientific explanation of all the books by assembling the essence of all the books. The names of God mentioned in the Quran are 99 in number. They are 300 in the New Testament, 300 in the Old Testament, 300 in the Psalms of David. That is, all together they are 999 in number. That's interesting. And then you can look up the angel number 999 and see what that stands for. But the sum of all his names in the entire universe is 6666 in number, including the above. Among these names, the single one is real, but this gate has always remained closed. It is said that this divine name is said to be 147 words, 1.4.7. If we add these numbers, it equals to 12, and this means the apostles of Jesus Christ are 12 assistants of the prophet. The cherubim of Moses are the same 12 assistants of the prophet. The 12 imams of Holy Muhammad are again the same assistants of the prophet. All of these explanations are present in the Quran. However, now, when the secrets of the universe were solved through the secret of the pyramids, these secrets, too, have begun to be solved. For example, let us draw a pyramid like this. So it draws a picture of a pyramid, and it has a 6 on each of the bottom 4 corners. So 6666 on each of the 4 corners of the bottom. And then towards the top of the pyramid, at the very top, it has a big O. I don't think it's a 0. It looks like the letter O, capital letter O. And then it says, the Supreme Assembly is established by 24 supreme ones. The apostles, which are 6 in number, are carrying out mission at the 4 poles. So I guess the 4 poles are the 6, the 6, the 6, and the 6 at the 4 corners. It has continued this way until today. Now let us explain it this way. If we add the apostles at the 2 poles as 6 plus 6, that makes 12. That is, and then it says the big O again boxed in. That is, the single Lord is the Almighty, the Absolute. The sum of the 3 of them makes 13. Okay, so the 6, and 1, 0, I guess they're saying, makes 13. This number is invisible and is single. Okay, so it's invisible. Maybe that's why it's a 0 or the big O. The 12 apostles and God constitute a triangle. This is one face of the pyramid. Each face constitutes one of the books revealed by the channel of God. These books were dictated through intermediaries. These intermediaries have added their interpretations to the books. Actually, the right angle that passes through the pyramid is very important. Okay? This is the unification of the essence of God and the genuine human, and the Quran was revealed by this means. But the Islamic society has memorized the Quran like a parrot, yet has never understood the profoundness of its meaning, exceptions excluded. The Islamic society has memorized the Quran like a parrot, yet has never understood the profoundness of its meaning. So just like all the rest of the religions, it's people have dug into all these Bibles and the Quran and really manipulated the meanings. So most of us, or almost all of us, would never really be able to figure out what's truly going on in the world. So I wonder why that is. We know a big part of it is manipulation, but why? Why do we need to be manipulated by anybody? All right, so later, when veneration of the Quran was instilled in the people, they have always kept it above their heads, but could not place its contents in their brains. When they were told to carry it as a crown, they hung their book on a nail high on the wall, but could not expound the meaning of this word. Now, remember, this book was written in 1984. I think it was finalized in 1984. So just remember that while we're reading. Now, religions have become quite different than what you used to think. Now, the genuine meanings of these sacred books are being dictated to you from the firmament plane through the computer system in the most correct way. Now, this word firmament came up last week, and one of you guys wrote on my YouTube channel to remind me, because they were watching my video and they heard me saying, what is the firmament? I remember it, but I couldn't remember what it was. I remember the word. I knew it in the past, and they wrote to me and they said, Ron, the firmament is the is the protective layer from Earth. It's the bubble that we all live inside of. And then they went on to talk about, how the Earth is really flat, but the top of it, we live in a dome. The firmament is a dome. Now, you can Google that, and you can see in some pretty intelligent information you'll find on the internet that it says the definition of firmament is I forgot how they put it, but just in layman's terms, it's the protective layer that we live under here on Earth. Man, that's a whole nother thing we could get into, though, that a lot of people think that the sun and the moon actually is inside of that firmament. And this is talking about the firmament plane that we live on through the computer system in the most correct way. Wow, we'd have to read this book, the whole book, a couple of times or maybe a few times, and have better, more in-depth, detailed explanation of some of this stuff to really understand it. Because I'm beginning to notice that You know, I could read this whole book and still not have a clear understanding of most of it. Which goes back to our third eye being calcified. Like, why can we only use, what is it, 30% of our brain? Or it might even be less than that. Maybe this is why. So when we read stuff like this, we couldn't possibly ever understand enough of it to do any good with it. Because we're being manipulated in a way where for some reason, they don't want us to do good. I don't get that. Anyway, maybe some of you can write me, and because not only do I help you guys, but you guys help me, and not all of us receives the same intuition from our guidance above at the same time in the same way. So if we put all of our heads together, we could really figure this book out, and enlightenment and our purpose here on earth, things like that. So don't be afraid to write me on my Facebook Messenger and my YouTube channel. So I approve most of what you guys write on YouTube, unless somebody writes something really bad and negative. I usually approve everything else. So I'll continue reading here. Let me go back. Now religions have become quite different than what you used to think. Now the genuine meanings of these sacred books are being dictated to you from the firmament plane through the computer system in the most correct way. Here we are taking you a bit outside the thought chains to which you have been habituated until today. Wow. Okay. Our friends, this book, which is dictated by the command of the central system in conformity with universal theory through the channel of the single Lord, is the explanation of all the religious books and the Quran through the path of learning. Okay. And it has been revealed to Terra together with all the sages. The genuine devotees already know this. For the space coat, and I hope I'm reading that word right, K-O-T-E, for the space coat that has taken its genuine place in the channel of the Lord acts by the command of its Lord, just as societies have been divided up until today by the Islam and Christian discrimination. Okay, just as societies have been divided up until today by the Islam/Christian discrimination, the universe has also been divided by the view terrestrial and the extraterrestrial. The universe has also been divided by the view terrestrial and the extraterrestrial. Upon the command given, the single channel to mention space and the extraterrestrials is alpha. The other channel's permission to speak is limited for the time being. Do not forget that there are numerous negative coats in space also that could not enter the evolvement coat. Look that up, you guys, in case I forget to when I'm done reading here. K-O-T-E. Involvement coat, and then just the word coat or coati. Don't know how to pronounce that. Their negative factors have reflected on your society. Until today, you have been protected from these negative factors by the channel of the Lord. Until today, huh? Yeah, because I don't feel like we're protected. Now, I'm not enough. There's so many negative forces out there at work, indirectly. Just being human is so negative. So much suffering. Okay, so I'm going to go on. And now, thanks to this dictated book, the world human will be taken to the salvation medium. This will happen thanks to our God. This will happen thanks to our good-willed friends who have been prepared for the medium of consciousness. We say, write your book in your own handwriting, because all your writings from the time of your initial initial existence until today have been kept here in the archives. Our friends who are cognizant of its importance will write their books by their own hands in any case. Do not ever force those who do not write, for you know that the property of this period is to leave the human alone with his or her conscience. Humankind will choose his or her options, himself or herself. There is no forcing ever. We repeat this again. This has been notified by a divine command. It might have something to do with free will. Now we are transmitting the message our ATA, ATA. Now we are transmitting the message our ATA has given us through the mediumic channel that as it is. Turkish youth, your primary mandate is to protect and to love the Turkish nation, to love it more than your soul. You have guided with success this country I have committed to you through science and learning since the day I left it to you. That which is sovereign in the world today is brain power. You too have made your contribution to this world and flown your flag with pride as it benefits you, befits you, as it befits you. Okay. On behalf of the Turkish nation, my gratitude to you is infinite, my children. I pray that God will not diminish the illumination on your path and the divine light on your intellect. So that was a message written by Kemal, Kemal, Ataturk, Ataturk. All right, so here we go. Next page, page 23. Notice to our friendly brothers and sisters. Do not leave your fate in the hands of others. Pay attention to the messages we will give you. We call out to those of you who receive the utterances of Allah, God. The medium you are in is equivalent to the medium you will be in. Our missionaries who will see its good results will assist you at every point. So let me read that again. The medium you are in is equivalent to the medium you will be in. So are they talking maybe about what you think about is what you will get? I mean, that's the way I'm understanding that. The medium you are in. So the dimension that you're living in is based upon the thoughts that you believe, that you're thinking about. So, that's one way to look at it, because I believe that you make your life what it is by your thoughts. And the people who have better lives, I think, probably subconsciously have somehow subconsciously realized how to think. Maybe they were born this way. They're just naturally positive thinkers. And they're always thinking about what they want and not what they don't want. And for goodness sakes, who thinks about negative when they think about what they want? I mean, I don't. So think about it in that way. If you're always thinking about what you want, you should be positive. That would mean you're a positive person, thinking positive 99.9% of the time, probably, right? So But if you're always thinking about what you don't want because that's your ego and your fear, then that's what you're going to get in an indirect way. I don't think it happens, directly. It's you're thinking about what you don't want, and it leads other things you don't want to come into your life. So, all right, let's move on. Here, we will not talk about the past centuries, but the future ones. The medium you are in is a medium that has remained far behind the civilization. The medium you are in is a medium that has remained far behind the civilization. We have never reproached you, and we will never reproach you either. We have never reproached you, and we will never reproach you either. You have turned your world into a medium of resignation. This is the reason why you cannot make an advanced step forward. Today, faith, the problem of centuries, is of no use but to give humankind serenity and happiness. Today, faith, the problem of centuries. Faith is the problem of centuries, is of no use but to give humankind serenity and happiness. Beyond this, the divine mechanism of the Lord functions at great pace. What you believe in is what we believe in. What you believe in is what we believe in. Those who love and those who are beloved are by our side. Our spiritual friends have shed light on you until today from a certain medium. Connection has been established instantly with those that have been purified. Humankind has chosen its options itself. Here, the laws of our Lord are valid. There are no privileges. There is no favoritism. Whatever you have possessed until today have been the fruits of your own endeavor. There you go. Now we would like to talk to you more openly. The one you worship is the one we worship. We do not accept any supreme one other than him. We owe our existence to him. Apart from this, we do not want conditioned minds. Apart from this, we do not want conditioned minds. Being conditioned will always be an impediment for you. The command of God exists even in the smallest work you do. So I believe that part for sure. And I agree about not having a conditioned mind. And bam, right there. Just take that right there. And they're telling you that's proof of what you're watching on TV and you're hearing in the news, on the radios and everything, schools, colleges. We have been conditioned our whole life. And this is another small piece of proof that it's wrong. It's time for more of you to wake up and realize that you've been conditioned. You're still being conditioned. You're being manipulated. We've been manipulated. Our parents, our grandparents, and those before us have been manipulated. And it's time to wake up out of being hypnotized and be conscious now. This is what being conscious, living consciously, live enlightened. That's what it means, is wake up and be your own person. Don't follow the herd of sheep. From what you hear from our current ignorant leaders around the world, when you hear more than ignorance, when you hear something better than ignorance, you will know it, and you will know that they are a real leader. They are the real leader. And I have a feeling we're going to start hearing that soon. Okay, so you deviate. So I'm going to read it. I'm going to go back up a paragraph and read this. Apart from this, we do not want conditioned minds. Being conditioned will always be an impediment for you. The command of God exists even in the smallest work you do. You deviate this with your old age. You deviate this with your age-old conditioned thoughts, and you deprive yourselves of this beautiful effect. So the command of God exists even in the smallest work you do. But you deviate this with your age-old conditioned thoughts, and you deprive yourselves of this beautiful effect of having God exist in even the smallest work you do. Your frequencies cannot be supervised on the required level for this reason. Here, the era of religions has long been over, in fact, centuries ago. However, it is very difficult to get through to you. This is quite outside your capacities. For this reason, all the commands have always been given to you through the path of the divine realm. Each religion was given to you from the same plane, that is, from the plane of God, being subject to the same frequency from the enlightenment channels, to put the course of events of your world into an order. But humankind has conditioned itself in the direction of the religion that its enlightening guide disseminated. Due to its ego, it has disparaged its other brothers and sisters. Due to its ego, due to our ego, we have disparaged our other brothers and sisters. Boy, ain't that the truth. Due to our ego and the manipulation. Actually, the essence of the 5 books has the same meaning and the same utterances of God. These books were not given to you to separate you. These books were not given to you to separate you. This attitude of yours has prevented us from making contact with you until today. So I've said for quite a while now, a few years at least, that I've realized that religion separates us. So that really hit me. I really understood that last paragraph I read, because all of the books, when they originally came down to us, these books from God, from our Creator, what have you, they never, ever would have had the intention to separate us. But some very negative powers stepped in and used the books against us. So what they did is they got a bunch of people, a bunch of groups, but different groups. So they got a bunch of people to come together in one group to study, to make it look like it was good, to study, like, okay, Christianity for one thing. So you've got all these different sects in the Christianity that come together, but they're not really together, like. And then you got, Islam, Muslims, all coming together in their groups, and they all think, that they're all one, brotherhood and sisterhood, like Christians and Jews and, Hindus and everybody else. But guess what? You're separated. All your groups that are together, you're separated from these groups, Christians and Muslims and Jews. While certain parts of the groups seem to get along with each other, you still are separated, folks. You have different beliefs, and you're missing. The thing is, simply because there are different religions, period, it's a separation. It is a separation. If you don't have one world religion, which we shouldn't even call it a religion anymore, it would be a one world belief, a one world unity. And as long as that doesn't exist right now, then you are separated. If you say you're a Christian, if you say you're a Muslim, if you say, you know, you're of the Jewish faith, and so on. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because a lot of you don't even realize how manipulated you are, and that you're actually involved in something. You have good intentions, a lot of you, but the thing is it's creating, it's continuing the manipulation process, and it is creating division. It's creating separation in humanity, and we need to stop that crap now. We need to do things that create togetherness. Bring this group and this group over here and this group over here all together as one. So I hope you guys understand that. And those that don't, I hope you do someday. We can never supervise your frequencies, excluding our exceptional friends, sages and saints. Negative currents your egos transmit have brought your world to this present bottleneck. So I want to read that again. Actually, the essence of the 5 books has the same meaning and the same utterances of God. These books were not given to you to separate you. This attitude of yours has prevented us from making contact with you until today. Stop the damn separation. We could never supervise your frequencies, excluding our exceptional friends, sages, and saints. We could never supervise your frequencies, excluding our exceptional friends, sages, and saints. Negative currents your egos transmit have brought your world to this present bottleneck. We have extended our helping hands to our friends whose hands we will hold. The human does not become a human by prostration or by ideology. Do not be the servant of a servant. Do not forget that your enlightening guides who have enlightened you are each human as well. Do not forget that your enlightening guides who have enlightened you are each human, a human as well. However, do not fail to revere them either, for they are the friends who guide you on the path of light. So keep an open mind. If you hear someone talking about something that is from love, it's not from hate, it's from love. I mean, you all, I don't care how much, I don't care how unknowledgeable someone is out there, or how ignorant someone is out there in every sense of the word, you still know right from wrong. You still know when you're talking to a good person. Well, when a person is saying something good and from love compared to something in the middle or something from hate. So pay attention, have an open mind to the folks that are speaking to you from a genuine sense of love and kindness. Okay? All right. So do not behave hesitantly towards us and never create taboos around us. We too are the servants of God. However, we are only your great elder brothers. Run away from superstition. Run towards the light. Your superstitious thoughts block your speeds of light. All your unhappiness is due to your minds not being able to be liberated. Provided you can get rid of the negative trash there, then happiness is yours. provided you can get rid of the negative trash up here, then happiness is yours. And doesn't that just piss you off when you read all this stuff and you feel the guidance coming down from above, and you know what the right thing is to say and do, and you get into this negative situation and you find yourself slipping, and you look back later and you're like, man, I should have reacted in a different way, or man, I should have stayed away from that person. How could I ever get myself involved in that situation? I think you know what I mean. So run away from superstition, run towards the light. Your superstitious thoughts block your speeds of light. All your unhappiness is due to your mind's not being able to be liberated. Provided you can get rid of the negative trash there, then happiness is yours. Our suggestions until today have always been for your good. Perhaps those of you who have not been able to get rid of their doubts inside them may misunderstand this. So perhaps those of you who have not been able to get rid of their doubts inside them may misunderstand us. Pure essence hearts and pure spirits are always under the control of the mechanism here. We always help them, provided that they do not let any negative thoughts arise in their intellect. Their frequencies will always be coded here. Those very things that have led you up to here have been worship and love of God. Worship is a beautiful thing. In that medium, all spirits are purified from malevolence. Malevolence. By this means, you rise up to the plane of God. I'm a little bit confused about this because they do not want you to worship them or anything. So those very things that have led you up to here have been worship and love of God. Worship is a beautiful thing. So that contradicts what I understood earlier in this book, and from the knowledge I've gained from many years of being enlightened and enlightening. I'm still enlightened, still learning. So maybe I'll understand this one day. But I currently understand that our Creator, God, the archangels, the ascended masters, etc., anyone above our plane, anyone in a better dimension than us, anyone who's perfected this better than we have, they do not want us to worship them. That's not what they expect, and it's not healthy. So I'm not sure what that part means. So anyway, in that medium, all spirits are purified from malevolence. By this means, you rise up to the plane of God. God has given this power to you. For this reason, learn to fly without any assistance. And this occurs by liberating yourself from conditioning. God is with you. Our love is for all our brothers and sisters in the entire universe. So I would just say, the love of people, the love of God, the love of our Creator is a beautiful thing. I don't know about the worship part. It's not good to worship anything or anyone, because then you continue to be conditioned. Let's see. Our friends, during your most difficult periods, you have come up to us with your hands and spirits extended towards God. And now we too have come to help you during these difficult periods of yours. The preeminent all-merciful has prepared everything so beautifully that there will not be the slightest disruption in this system that will function both in nature and in the universe. As a matter of fact, all your evolutions since your existence until today have been kept in our archives. Your brain is such a sensitive device that if you remembered your entire past, you would annihilate yourselves. I know how 8% sounds. Okay. For this reason, we act according to the law of graduation. Most of you have remembered lots of things you knew in the past. Some of you still keep them hidden in your brain layers. But do not ever forget that you are being awakened from your sleep by being enlightened by the helping coats. By the helping coats. So coats must be benevolent people, or people of light. Could be you, could be me. This is the same for our brothers and sisters on every continent. This is the reason why all the religious books that have mentioned the resurrection period until now have enlightened and prepared you for a certain medium. Now we should be ready for that period, for we at the moment are experiencing that period. This is just the time to be hand in hand. This is just the time to be hand in hand. Our possibilities are limitless, but do not ever forget that we are making greater effort than you to save you. One day, all our human brothers and sisters will attain the consciousness of this. We work with this hope. Everything you have has been put into order. Health is under control. However, we hold the hands of our friends who extend their hands to us. Our love is for the entire universe, our brothers and sisters. So we are one. We are one. We are one energy all together. We are one race. Race doesn't even exist. We're one. We're one human. So with all that said, you guys, those of you who feel the need and the knowledge and wisdom inside you, and the need to get it out to others, you got to go ahead and do it. There is so much. Sorry, I hurt my back somehow. There is so much negative out there. Negative influencers, everywhere, at work, on TV, on the news, on the radio, at school, kindergarten, all the way up to college, in your homes. It's time to start, for people like us to start rising up and speaking so much love and so much positivity and putting our knowledge out there, having faith and trust in what we know and what we feel coming down from above, from our guidance. It's got to go from up there, in here, and out there. And we have to start giving that away. Give your wisdom away. Give your love and your positive wisdom away now. And don't wait. Don't hesitate. Do it to everybody, especially the negative people out there. So instead of combating negative with negative, you combat those negative people and entities with your positivity and your love. And start doing it. Start doing it now, every day. And what will happen is we'll have so much more positive people and positive thoughts and love out there in the universe, on our earth. We'll have so much more love out there that we will overflow and overflow all the hate and negativity and greed with all of our love and positiveness, and that it just won't, the hate and greed just won't exist anymore one day. But we've got a lot of work to do. Okay, so it's 11:09. I'm gonna read you just a little bit more. Page 25 and 26. Okay, so notice to our brothers and sisters, our friends, events that manifest in varying ways in each person have, in fact, an extraordinary state. Everyone cannot communicate with angels, and neither can you come to this state by requiring it. For this reason, pioneer beings who will assist you are sent out from here by us. They regulate your frequency levels based on whatever coat adjustment your frequency rises to. We begin to work from that determined point. The result we get from this is your actual coat and your actual existential self. Remember, look up coat. I know that's silly. I know I knew what that meant at one time in my life, but I can't remember. So KOTE. The result we get from this is your actual coat and your actual existential self. Then your state of awareness is taken in hand. Your previous incarnations are supervised one by one in your identity. And your identity is investigated in the files kept in the archives. Who are you? What are you? And how many times have you been incarnated? After determining all of these, your actual personality is contacted. During this period, the 14 apostles in the Supreme Assembly begin to take care of you. They help you on the divine path. They prepare you in order for you to be able to enter the purification medium. This is a very crucial period. You either remain on Terra permanently or continue on the path of light. Look up Terra too, Terra. Some of you already know what that is. I knew what that was, and I'm trying to remember. I don't. Terra, I can't remember if that's what they're calling Earth now, or you either remain on Terra permanently or continue on the path of light. So that must have been what they were saying years ago. Some religions would tell you that a lot of people, the non-believers, will be left behind. So you will remain on Terra permanently, or you will continue on the path of light. So those of you that need more work, oh God, have I seen them on this earth, unfortunately. Some very non-communicative, very hateful, negative people. That those are the ones who have so much ego and so much hate in them and don't love themselves. Those are the ones that are gonna stay behind and remain on Terra permanently, because they have more work to do. They have more to learn. All right, so those who are accepted to the presence are introduced to special people. They receive help with every step they take, and they are protected. As a matter of fact, we have taken care of each one of you, one by one, in this period. From now on, the time has come for the allotment of missions, and here it is beneficial to indicate that missions are given only to trustworthy people. With other groups of friends only, our conversation connections continue. Everyone who receives the command of mission is an emissary of the divine realm from then on. They are put on the path to be given more intense knowledge. The Supreme One of whichever religion you have sympathized with on the world level is sent to you to help you. Okay, the Supreme One of whichever religion you have sympathized with on the world level is sent to you to help you. For example, our light friend, Jesus Christ, guides the Christian realm. Our light friend, Mustafa, guides the realm of Islam. And they enlighten you on this path and also on numerous other subjects. Through the knowledge you obtain by this means, your intergalactic connections begin. So, you know, I don't think anybody that's in religion currently, I don't think they're that that you're thought of as a bad person. Um, I think, like I said earlier, anyone that, you know, even I was in religion at one time, but anyone that's in religion um, is hopefully has a good jump start, you know, of some kind of enlightenment, and you're also going to be some of the people that they get a hold of and enlighten you further, and eventually they're going to show you the way. They're going to show you a path out of religion and into togetherness, into, you know, you're going to eventually see the light where um, you're going to bring all people together instead of just the people in your religion, which is separation. You're going to get out of that religion and bring all those people with you at the same time that someone, so from Christianity, from Islam, they're going to bring all their folks with them, and all these religions will come together as one. Because honestly, whether you know it or not, you really believe in the same things. Okay. So, and they enlighten you on this path and also on numerous other subjects. Through the knowledge you obtain by this means, your intergalactic connection begin. These connections are performed by way of radio waves through a computer system. Interesting. Our friends who have been prepared and who have gained the trust of God in conformity with this system became a property, that is, an individual of the central system. This system enables you to get in connection with radio waves that come from outside your solar system as well. In this manner, universal secrets and gates unknown to you are opened. It is impossible for you to obtain these togethernesses. It is impossible for you to obtain these togethernesses without assistance and in a mechanical manner. On our planet, neither your physical power nor your mechanical power permits you to pass through this prepared Volum field. VULOM, Volum field. This is the reason why humankind accepts each of the numerous galaxies as being a dead planet. Only the brain coats. Okay, so coats doesn't mean what I thought it meant. Only the brain coats that can receive the perceptions in this way can get in connection with the radio waves. So I'm thinking that white noise that some of you, like myself, hear in your ears, sometimes it's very noisy, and sometimes I hear it every day, and other times I hear it very loud, and other times I don't even recognize it. Like the last few days, I completely forgot about it, but boy, it was really loud a few days ago. And I'm wondering if that's the radio waves, the high loving frequency waves that they're talking about, you know, coming in, and it comes into us through the ears. Those who do not know these things can never comprehend how they are done. However, the power present in everyone has the quality to realize it easily, provided that the person so wants. Missionaries are personally selected from here. We can also get in connection with other friends the moment they want, both in the world medium and in the realm of meaning. Do not forget that we are your friends. We have come to open our arms to you who are our friends. Since your unhappiness blocks your frequencies, we always give you messages of love, benevolence, beauty, and happiness. Since your unhappiness blocks your frequencies. So there's many things that have been purposely put on our planet by the negative beings to block are happiness frequencies. This issue of yours should be solved in the essence. Otherwise, you cannot progress at all. The place of which you are connected now and are receiving messages from is the planet Nova, which lies beyond the distances of the firmament. When the time comes, we will beam you to this planet. When the time comes, we will beam you to this planet. So the place to which you are connected now and are receiving messages from is the planet Nova, which lies beyond the distances of the firmament. When the time comes, we will beam you to this planet, the planet Nova. Okay. The world medium we have mentioned to you has been prepared here. From now on, connections will never cease. Okay, I'm almost done for the day. Togethernesses will handle everything. I've never even heard that word, togethernesses. But okay, togethernesses will handle everything, and every deed of yours will be settled. Your actual world is here. Now you are living in a world of vision. The place you are in is your medium of supervision. Only those who pass their examination of this medium are accepted to the genuine medium. Both ourselves and all your brothers and sisters that you can bring from your medium to this medium will be grateful to you. Essence heart full of love from the light of the heavens, our friends. Volume equals VULOM. Volume equals magnetic attraction field. And it's signed once again, Pen of the Golden Age, P period G period A period. So I'm going to stop there on at the top of page 27 in the knowledge book. Okay, and I will pick up from there on my next webinar. My next free webinar will be Sunday, August 20th. There might be a time, I know you guys are used to me doing my webinars on a Saturday, but you know, my work previously, just recently my work, I had to do some work on Saturdays, so I changed these webinars to my days off on Sundays. So I might eventually go back to Saturday. I'm kind of liking Sunday for now, so I'll be back on August 20th. That's 2 weeks from today, August 20th, Sunday, August 20th, 2017. So I really appreciate you guys being here with me today, and I just, you know, want to let you know that you can see this video. You can watch it completely again in its entirety on YouTube sometime later today. It takes a couple hours sometimes to get them to upload to YouTube and get them on to Facebook. And then in a couple hours, if you're subscribed to Webinar Jam, to myself on Webinar Jam, you will get the automated email in, I think it's about 2 hours from now. And it'll give you a free replay link that you can click on. So if you missed any part of today, or also if you know some people that need this video, they would really appreciate watching it, or you just think, you know, they might learn something from it, please share the video link from YouTube. I'm also live. I'm not just live right now on Webinar Jam. I'm also live on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, once again, is Live the Enlightened Lifestyle. Okay, so go on YouTube, do a search under Live the Enlightened Lifestyle channel, and you will see that that channel there, and hit subscribe and subscribe to me. And then also please share my channel with all your friends on all of your social media, and share individual videos. Pick whatever video you would like. Maybe you want to go back to the Knowledge Book Part 1. And once again, I'll show you the book we're reading that we read today. Okay. That's my genuine little hologram sticker there to show that this is a genuine book. So also for donations, I'll throw that out there. I do all of my light work. I don't have anywhere that I charge at this time for anything. So for donations, you can go to paypal.me/Ron Steele. So it's paypal.me/RONSTEELE, and you can make donations there. Also, like I said at the beginning of this video, for those of you who didn't catch the beginning, I have a event website on Facebook. So go into Facebook, search events, and search for Live Enlightened by Ron Steele. And you could go ahead and click going to that event, and that'll keep you updated to everything I'm doing on Facebook through that event with either the Knowledge Book, or I'm going to be reading The Secret, the books, some books of the author who writes The Secret and talks about The Secret, like the movie, The Secret, the Law of Attraction, things like that. So, and then we'll have some Q&As eventually here where I'll actually pay attention to the chat here in Webinar Jam, and we'll have some Q&A sessions and just talk amongst each other with ideas and things like that. So I'll be doing some things in the future where I'll be forming a group of 5,000 of us enlightening souls. So that's something that I have to eventually, I'm waiting for the right time. It's just not the right time yet. But also Facebook, you can reach me at Ron Steele or Ronald K. Steele or Ronald Kurt Steele on Facebook. And message me personally. You can friend me if you like. I'm not overly picky about friends, but if I see negative things, on your Facebook page, or some kind of spam, or some things are very obvious, then I'm just going to delete your request. But if you're a normal, everyday, average person or enlightening being, you're a good person, I'm going to accept your friendship, and I'd love to have you as my friend. You're all my brothers and sisters, and I love you guys. You can also find me on my Facebook business page called Live the Enlightened Lifestyle, and you can find me in our group. We have a Facebook group, not very well developed yet, I must admit. I don't spend a lot of time on them like I used to, but it would sure help to have some of you in the group now and join the group. It would help to have you guys kind of almost take control of that, do some postings on it. It's my group is called Live the Enlightened Lifestyle. And you can go on Facebook and search, click on groups and then search for Live the Enlightened Lifestyle, and it'll pop right up, and just join that group. And it asks me to approve you, and I will approve you. Just you guys start posting positive things in that group for people. Start posting your wisdom. Give your wisdom away. Let's get it out there. And once again, I'll be back in 2 weeks on Sunday, August 20th, 2017 at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So you can find, you can search your time zone and just say, what is 10 a.m. Pacific time in my time zone? Or if your time zone is Eastern time, you'll say, what is 10 a.m. Pacific time in the Eastern time zone? Anyway, it's 3 hours different in Eastern time zone, 2 hours different. You're 2 hours ahead in Central time zone, and Mountain time zone is a little crazy. I'll let you guys figure that out. It depends what time of the year it is and what part of Arizona you're in and all that stuff. So I appreciate you guys all being here today, and those of you who are going to watch this recorded video on YouTube and or Webinar Jam. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you guys for your love and support, and let's do some great positive things together out there. Okay, let's take our Earth back. It's time to take our Earth back. If you don't know it, it's not really ours right now. Let's take it back. We're getting it back. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you soon. All right, take care and have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.